Hello, Barmy Badger Army.
Hey, Badger Army.
Welcome to the show. We've got a jam-packed show today. Lots has happened in the media. So I'm going to quickly list off some of the things we're going to talk about. Cortney Act, Nissian. We're going to talk about Black Friday. We're going to talk about the American Influencer Awards, plus more. It's going to be a fun, long title for me to type up.
It is.
Indeed. Hopefully we can write some more stuff. So let's talk about Black Friday aftermath, Nick. Quick.
So yeah, we've you might have noticed there's loads of YouTubers have been running around the shops in the US on Black Friday, mainly looking at what DVDs and Blu-ray discs are discounted. The whole general consensus is there's still long lines outside of shops.
Yes.
But there doesn't seem to be quite the same amount of bedlam that we're used to from the US on Black Friday.
No, so was it quieter than usual, do you feel? No one died?
It looks like it, yeah. I'm starting to wonder whether people are actually starting to get the idea that that you know, getting Black Friday deals online are actually starting to take off more. I mean, the shops are still very busy, but there aren't kind of like people, but and also the queues to walk in were actually going in quite orderly. People weren't like huddling to get in. Or anything like
no
that.
one was getting hurt. I mean, to be honest, I don't really know much about this, but quote me if I'm wrong. I mean, internet shopping seems to be like a UK thing. Whenever I hear about America's going shopping, they always go to the shops, but with the UK, everyone always gets hooked up on internet shopping. But I don't really hear of many American people doing it, or culture of America doing it. I might be wrong, but do you know what I mean? I don't really hear about Americans doing internet shopping that much. It's more UK based, I think it's wrong.
Picking up. It's probably picking up more with the younger generation and younger to middle age.
Okay.
I think you can't, because I think the older ones prefer going to the shops to kind of this. As even if it's just getting out the house, it might seem like a bit of an event to some people.
Well, exactly. I mean, we've always, I think we touched on it before about how some people just going to the shops, especially the older generation, that might be their socialising.
So there's been loads of videos of people, of YouTubers wandering around the shops and stuff, looking at various deals. But it does look a bit calmer than you would expect on a Black Friday. Apparently, some of the shops actually opened on Thanksgiving, which is unusual.
Yes, that's unusual for America, isn't it?
Normally, lots of places they're kind of opening, during, it's later opening, but they're opening in the evening on Thanksgiving or something like that.
Yes.
But it's actually been predicted that Cyber Monday will actually be more profitable for a lot of big companies than Black Friday was. So, yeah.
And when's Cyber Monday?
Cyber Monday was the Monday just gone. It's the Monday after the Thanksgiving weekend.
Okay, yes, of course. Silly me.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, we only had 1 year where the shops went a bit mad.
Yes.
When they first took off. I mean, we've spoken about Black Friday being something that I know it seems odd that we're taking on this American tradition, but a lot of shops will do it as as an incentive to get people in,
Most definitely,
and also to remain competitive with their prices.
Yes, this is it. Knocking off percentages and things like that.
It's like they're in a lot of ways you are to some extent competing with stores, maybe even in other countries when you're online.
Yes.
That's a lot of ways that's what shops have had to do to survive, really.
Most definitely, I totally agree with you. Yeah,
but,
that's definitely.
Yeah, so there's been lots of videos doing the rounds. If you've seen a good one, let us know.
Indeed.
And it's all been looking very kind of almost calm and orderly there, which I don't think we're used
bizarre.
to for Black Friday.
I know the British public are calm and orderly most of the time, but this is weird. Black Friday is meant to be people getting stamped on. Anyway, moving quickly on, we need to talk about lots today. So what's the next topic, Nick?
What else should we talk about? Well, we're talking a lot about YouTubers.
That's it.
And there's been a few incidents in the past month which have brought into question a lot of things about YouTubers and influencers and stuff. I mean, you may well have heard the whole issue with the YouTuber Nissian going on at the moment.
Indeed, yeah.
I mean, obviously, he's been accused of a very serious crime, but his Patreon was actually stopped by Patreon.
Wow.
They closed his account.
That's bonkers, really, when you think
after
about
a
it.
lot of like hounding from people. And
Indeed, yes.
he did a video
so
about
bad.
it. He did a
Yeah.
video about it, which is simply called Wow.
Wow.
And it is him just basically losing the plot on screen about the fact that his Patreon has been shut down. You know, it might be worth looking up afterwards. Look up some of the. If you don't want to watch the video itself, there's a lot of videos doing reporting on it, which show a lot of the clips. So yeah, so if you don't want to drive up the view count for that, then you can. Then it is being widely reported about on other sites.
Indeed, you can
And-
just look up a review or something.
Yeah,
Indeed, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I hadn't really heard of Onision until
Me
now.
neither.
But he's done
To
lots
be
of
honest,
very silly, videos.
shady, weird things.
Yeah.
And yeah, to be honest, I only heard about him the other day after Tammy and Kelly mentioned him, aka Time Bunny, and of course, you know, Tammy. But you know, I'd never heard of the guy until they actually went, you know what, he's a bit horrible, and I was like, is he?
Yeah.
Okay then. You know, it's bizarre how somebody can have millions and millions of views, but then obviously he's not in the massive limelight like Markiplier, PewDiePie, etc., etc. And you know, so obviously he's there but not there, and he's a total weirdo apparently.
Yeah, and the fact that he's just released this video going off on one.
Yeah.
And it is an absolutely ridiculous video. It just goes. I think bearing in mind that there are so many kind of like youngsters who want to grow up to be influencers,
Most definitely.
YouTubers and stuff, and the trouble is it's maybe been a little bit unregulated before now, but ultimately, if you are in some kind of position of influencing, like
Most
being
definitely.
an influencer,
Like ourselves.
then there has to be a degree of responsibility with
Most
that.
definitely, and we hold that responsibility dear, don't we?
Indeed, we will always endeavour to try and set a good example with our videos.
Most definitely.
I mean,
and that might not exactly lead to high view counts, but we know we're doing the right thing.
Exactly.
So there we go.
So yeah, there's there's not really a lot that we can add to that. It's it's in the hands of the FBI now, but I think they did. I think Patreon were right to disassociate themselves with him, and yeah,
we go.
enough followers will do the same. It's also been I also saw a video yesterday of the American Influencer Awards, which
Smooth transaction, Nick.
we're at the stage now where there's an award ceremony for influencers, but the whole thing, everyone on stage looked really awkward.
Nick got first, I got second. Hot tip.
And a lot of people were commenting, a lot of these influencers, they kind of like, they'll rehearse, they rehearse stuff, they do multiple takes of what they do, and it's a very similar sort of situation for actors. Actors don't always double well as presenters.
Exactly,
I do
yes.
my best to try and incorporate both.
Triple threat.
But I haven't done a theatre piece yet for the reason that I would probably struggle a lot with it right now. But there's when it actually comes to them hosting something, then they actually probably do find it a real struggle.
This is true because it's completely different, isn't it? It's a total different ball game. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they get on and the future of it. Because the thing is, it's very easy to do what you're comfortable with as a YouTuber, but then to try and break the mold and do something different live on screen, live at a live televised performance, that's got to be daunting. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. And moving quickly on to something else that was totally off topic, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with YouTube Rewind this year. Let me know your thoughts on it, because it's going to be very interesting. I have no idea who's going to star in it or anything, so tell me, and of course Nick, a little bit about YouTube Rewind this year. Okay, Nick, what else did we want to talk about? It was Cortney Act, wasn't it?
Cortney Act.
Indeed, was caught in the act.
Yes, that's probably the whole idea behind her name.
Indeed. But yeah, we were basically going to talk about the fact that obviously it was hard for her growing up as someone who wanted to be in performance and wanted to be in drag, and obviously a young male drag queen. It's going to be very hard. So if you think, apparently there's a lot of different information on there, how she struggled in her early life. She did really well in Australia and then wanted to come away from that, which was very brave, so kudos to her. and wanted to live in America in a tiny shoebox flat with hardly any money, and then went on to doing RuPaul's Drag Race. Now, I commend them because I think that was very brave. You've literally taken away your own fame from Australia and gone on to something that's like a harder thing to do. I think that's insane. Very brave of you. So, you know, if by chance Courtney's watching this one, kudos to you.
Yes, massive
Indeed.
kudos, Courtney.
Indeed, and of course a big welcome to, of course, Bag of Chips, to the legendary sort of RuPaul's Drag Race phenomenon. I don't know if you guys have heard of Bag of Chips, but I recommend them. My missus somehow thinks I'm stalking Bagger. I'm not, I'm just a bit of a fan. So apparently she's like, you're just stalking her Twitter. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just really excited to see Bagger doing well. Which probably could come across
Just
as
as long
stalking.
as we don't come to the stage where you start calling this the Bagger Show.
The Bagger Show. No, I want to try and drag them in. No, that'd be weird. But yeah, so kudos to Courtney for doing really well. Well done to them. And I think it was brave to come out to your family when you did. Well done. That's
Bearing
really
in mind
interesting.
this was the 80s.
Exactly.
You know, where contrary to what we were told a couple of weeks back for another video we did, you know, I don't think homosexuality was illegal back then, but it wasn't talked about much.
No, definitely not in the 80s, especially not in the UK either.
Yeah.
So, yes, kudos for you, and especially in Australia and places like that. And it's very interesting, some of the good things that RuPaul's done. I know RuPaul has his critics, but I think he's done a lot for young gay men and pretty much everyone, to be honest. So I think everyone is, you know, kudos to them for working hard to make people accept themselves and love themselves a little bit more.
I think there's actually an interview with Cortney Act saying there's more drag queens on Earth than ever before.
Well, exactly, yeah. So that's probably a good thing, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Right. What else were we going to talk about, Nick?
Right, we didn't have too much else to talk about, but look out online for an interview with the Pussycat Dolls.
Oh, yes.
Newly reunited, for how long, we wonder. And the body language experts are having a field day at the moment.
Really? Okay,
because
tell us
they're
more.
all sat quite apart. I mean, they're kind of talking while the others are kind of like sat there looking a bit awkward. You know, I mean, I don't know too much about kind of like what happened when the Pussycat Dolls broke up. It was quite a long time ago. I mean,
Most definitely, it was a while back now,
I
wasn't
just
it?
remember. I mean, obviously Nicole Scherzinger was the most well-known of them, but also Kimberly Wyatt, who
Yes.
has since moved to the UK. She's been popping up on celebrity editions of every game show going at the moment, bless her.
Try and drum up publicity.
Indeed, I actually saw her on Celebrity Game Night last year, which was broadcast on Channel 5 earlier in the year, and. So yeah, look up that video and see what you think. I'm not a huge body language expert.
No, me neither.
It'll be interesting to see what people say. But everyone's just like could cut to the air with a knife.
Wow, that's going to be interesting. And of course, there's another one of our favourite bands that may be reuniting next year too, Nick. Remember, S Club 7.
Yes, indeed. We're actually feeling really chuffed with ourselves because we saw 3 of them perform at Romford Market.
Yeah, that's right.
Before, and this
Anyone
is before they reunite and go on a world tour. So
there you go.
So we've seen them for nothing.
Nothing, and everyone's going to pay like thousands of pounds per ticket probably. So I'm really pleased that we went to see those before they're going to hit the big time again.
Exactly.
So we are quite jammy spread.
And to be honest with you, the sound was probably better than it's going to be at some of those venues.
Ooh! Right, indeed. So on that amusing note, thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been a whistle-stop tour, and we've talked about loads today. Anything you want to chat about in the comments, please do. It's been fun and always a pleasure to have you guys in with us having a chat. Please do not feel frightened about joining the conversation. We revel in it, and we love having a good old chat. And even if you have some negative views, we're sure to join in that too and have a good old chat with you. So if you want to tell us your 10 pence worth, I'm sure we'll argue and have loads of fun with it. So let us know your thoughts on Pussycat Dolls, S Club 7, obviously Cortney Act, that horrible YouTuber man, and lots of other different things that you want to talk about in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye! See you later. Bye! Ta-ra!
Ta-ta.